rise.
Oops, sorry, George.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just to let everybody know, this meeting's being recorded. Roll call. Also, in accordance with 940 CMR 29.10, remote participation adopted by the Greater Lowell Technical School Committee, April 17th, 2014, Committeeman LeMay will be participating at tonight's meeting remotely due to geographic distance.
Could you do that again?
Sure. Ask Mr. Espinola to read the
All set.
bond again.
Well, absolutely, he should. I read that thing like 4 times. Well, science fan.
Decided to go out.
Hello?
Good evening, Mr. LeMay. We are live at the school committee meeting.
Yes, how are you?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias,
Here.
Mr. Giggey,
Here.
Mr. O'Hare, Mr. Espinola,
Yeah.
Mr. Bahu,
Here.
Mr. LeMay,
Yeah?
Mr. Booton.
Here. Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have, Mr. Giggey, do we have anybody for public appearances?
Mr. Chairman, the sheet is blank.
Thank you, sir. For school committee communications, I have 2. I have a thank you letter from the Jones family for somebody that passed away. We had sent flowers, and also from Steve O'Connor's family for his mother passing away. Thank you notes from both of them. If there's any others. Now, report of the student representative, Mr. Blatus.
So for the organization and clubs, the outing club is planning a field trip to New Hampshire on March 9th, 2017 to explore the abandoned and historical city of Monson. The National Technical Honor Society is running a food drive in homerooms for the first few weeks of March. They will be donating this food to the End 68 Hours of Hunger program, which works to give students who would otherwise go hungry during this weekend a backpack of food to eat during those 68 hours. The homeroom that collects the most food donations will win a pizza party. The Skills USA in-house winners are gearing up for district competition that will be held here at Greater Lowell on Thursday, March 16, 2017. Students are meeting after school to prep their competition. They are also holding test prep sessions after school for students who want to work on the professional development program. The Senior Class Planning Committee is planning for a number of senior activities and getting ready to sell prom tickets at the end of March. Prom tickets will be on sale from March 20th to March 31st, 2017. Project Purple and Student Council are planning a bowling trip for the month of March to Brunswick Lanes. The Anime Club will be attending the Anime Boston Convention in April. The convention will be held at the Heinz Convention Center. The main focus of Anime Boston has always been Japanese animation and comic. This year, the convention has expanded to include other aspects of Japanese pop culture, J-pop, J-rock, and live-action Japanese media. Student Council and the Sophomore Class Planning Committee will be attending the ADL's 23rd Annual Youth Congress on Thursday, March 30th at the Sheraton Boston Hotel. Students will be able to explore the nature and impact of prejudice and develop strategies to promote inclusive school communities. And for athletics, our swim and dive program had one of its best seasons in program history. The team finished with a final regular season record of 9-1. The boys team also captured the state vocational championship meet, while the girls team finished as runner-up and both teams also qualified multiple athletes for the MIA North Sectional meets, as well as the All-State meet. The cheer team recently placed third at the Division I North Regional Competition on April 4th, 2017. Their strong performance qualified them for the Division I State meet on March 12th, 2017 at the Wachusett Regional High School. The Lady Griffins basketball team capped a very successful season by qualifying for MIA postseason play. The team ultimately dropped a close game to Whitensville Christian on February 27th, but returns 4 out of the 5 starters for next year. The Lady Griffins will most certainly be in the mix for tournament success in seasons to come. Boys basketball captured their 4th straight CAC League championship this season. The team also secured a 4th straight state vocational championship with a thrilling victory over Assabet Valley on February 25th. The team has carried this success into the MIA tournament, advancing to the sectional championship game against Bartlett High School on March 11th, 2017 at WPI. The Griffin Wrestlers capped a very successful dual meet season with a strong showing at the MIA North Regional meet, qualifying the 5 wrestlers for the D2 state meet on February 17th. 2 Griffin wrestlers also advanced to the All-State meet on February 25th, as well as the New England Championship meet on March 3rd and 4th.
Mr. Blatus, do you know who the wrestlers were that advanced?
It was me and Zach Hamilton.
It was you and Jack Hamilton? Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
I didn't see the names there. I figured that might be it. Can I just say, we're all thinking about you and your family, so good luck, and thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
If I could just add something with the boys' basketball, there's one of the boys that plays on the team that has reached 1,000 points, and he possibly could get 1,000 rebounds. And from what I'm hearing from my sports guys around town, is that they don't know if anybody's ever got 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in one season in any high school career anywhere. So I think he needs 9. And if you got 1,000, I don't think 9's going to be too hard to beat. But I think that'd be something to look forward to, and good luck to him.
Ian Kiyomura is the young man, and he's been a varsity starter for 4 years since 9th grade, all 4 years. So he's been part of all 4 of those CNC League championships and all 4 of those state Voc championships. And he's just a few rebounds away. And that is, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody getting both.
And there are sports
Yeah.
people talking about
Yeah.
that they don't know if it's ever happened before.
And the most impressive thing about Ian is he's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet.
Fantastic.
Do we know what time the game is?
3:15. 3:15 Saturday
In Worcester.
at WPI in Worcester, yeah.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yeah, just as a point, you're absolutely right in what you're saying, but we did last year at, one of the girls scored, 1,000 points. But one of the Sweeney girls, she did a very, very good job. Catherine Sweeney. She had 2 sisters, but one of them hit the magic button, but only on one area, field goals, not rebounds,
Yeah.
which was kind of interesting.
There's been other Greater Lowell Griffins that have got 1,000 rebounds, both female and male, while I was here. And but the 2 things put together, it's something special, I think.
Yep.
Sounds like it.
Also in the packet is the second-term honor roll, so congratulations to those students who reached honor roll, high honors and honors. So, thank you. On to approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the February 16th meeting by Joe Espinola, seconded by Mr. Giggey.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Next, I'll ask for an approval of the minutes, February 27th, 2017, by Mr. Tatsias, second by Mr. Moran.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Thank you. Moving on to report of the treasurer. I'll entertain a motion to waive the reading by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Bahu.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Okay, next I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the expenditures for the sum of $2,244,137.27 by Mr. O'Hare, second by Mr. Tatsias.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Okay. No report of the general counsel. Next, I'll turn the meeting over to the superintendent for his report.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Before I start my report, I just wanted to mention that this past Friday, we were very honored to host an event that the governor attended, along with his Workforce Skills Cabinet. They were here to highlight their Capital Skills Grant, where they award funding to keep vocational technical program equipment state-of-the-art and up-to-date. There were 32 schools here that received funding. Very happy to report that we received $466,000 for a grant that we wrote to equip our engineering and CAD programs with an agile digital fabrication makerspace. Really cool kind of engineering, high-tech lab. So last year also, we were awarded a grant for $493,000, and we updated 14 CNC machines in the machine shop. So that's what we did with last year's grant. So we're very fortunate 2 years in a row, and honored to have the governor and the skills cabinet to visit Shawshene Tech, visit Greater Lowell Tech on Friday. So thank you. And many of you were able to make it. Thank you for your support and for being here as well.
Just, if I could say something, Mr. Bourgeois, the presentation was great, and all the schools getting up there with their superintendents, their directors of technology, and you sending students up there who would benefit from this was a class act. And I could see the smiles on all my colleagues' faces when you did that. And I think the governor and the secretaries that were there. So very, very well done.
We were lucky to have 2 of our students from CAD and 2 students from engineering, and they went up together to get the letter, and they then brought the letter up to show their teachers afterwards what they were getting. So we were very, very happy to have them there and be part of that.
Thank you.
Get their pictures. The co-op report, which we do every month, is in there. We're 1 percentage point up on the senior class, 38% over 37 from last year, and we're a percentage point behind on the juniors, because now the juniors are just became eligible to be able to start going, and we got 6% of the junior class out. Last year we had 7%, so we're pretty much, even keel with what we were doing last year with co-op. I also have included a tentative or proposal for your meetings for next year. It's important for us to get those dates so that we can build the rest of the calendar around those dates, for your approval. So that's kind of the first step in next year's school calendar, is to get your dates locked in. So I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at them, if they look like they're okay.
Mr. Bahu?
I've reviewed the dates, and I have a couple of conflicts with them, so if it's okay with the school committee, if we could change the December meeting from the 21st to the 14th, as well as the, the May meeting from the 17th to the 10th, I'd be grateful and be able to attend without any reservations.
I'd
Could you
also,
repeat that date from May, Mr. Bahu?
Sure, from May 17 to May 10.
from May 17 to May 10, Mr. Lemay?
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
What was the December one, Joe? Fred?
The week before, December 21 to December 14.
14th,
Give me
okay.
some time for Christmas shopping, Mr. Superintendent.
I had a
always
conflict also.
I'm going to go early this year.
I had a conflict for August 17th, and I'm not sure with the timing of that, because school starts a few weeks after, if it was going to be an issue for the school.
Shouldn't be.
Whether it be moved forward or backward a week, if that was possible.
August 24 would be nice.
Didn't know if that was before a long holiday weekend, or is that the following week?
That's not before.
So the 24th would be okay? Thank you. Does anybody else have any conflicts or
Mr. Bauer,
questions?
what was the May one?
Sure, from May 17 to May 10?
I'd like to make a motion that we reorganize this calendar to reflect those dates and to let the other board members make sure that there are no conflicts with those dates that we're changing to. And at the next meeting, we could look at this again and say yes or no.
I think you needed it tonight.
Yeah, so I think
in
what
order
we'll
to
do
plan the
is
school calendar.
if those changes seem okay to everybody, we'll start building the school calendar around them, and if you find some other conflicts, we can, when we bring the school calendar to you, we can always still move dates around.
Okay.
Yeah, but this will allow us to at least start building the rest of the dates
I
that
mean,
we
we
need to
could
build
go
in.
with these, and then if something comes up, we could always switch to a Wednesday night. I know it's not ideal, but like we had to do tonight, a day.
Well, I know last year we postponed it for another month or whatever we did, but
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want to. You're the chairman. And
No,
I'll
I'm
put
one
it
of 8.
over and I'll go home and I'll check what I got it, and I'll
Okay.
mix it up again next week, I guess, next time.
Motion to,
Motion to approve.
Yes, Mr. Lemay?
I'm marking accordingly on my calendar here. The other one in December, that was moved from the 21st to what date?
The 14th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
okay, motion to
Motion
approve
by
with
Mr.
changes?
Bajo, seconded by Mr. Tatsias.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes,
Mr. Bahu?
I heard.
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Make sure you're.
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes.
We vote Mr. Espinola.
Curtis, did you get the August change too? Just want to make sure.
Negative, Mr. Superintendent. What, 17th to when?
To the
24th.
Thank you.
See what I mean? That's what we did last year. We postponed it and we voted on it again later on.
Okay, so in response to Mr. Booton's motion last meeting, for information regarding our outreach to prospective students and parents, I've asked Chad Fallon to come tonight, and he's crafted a response to the motion, but before he gets into the response, I'm very, very pleased to have him share with you, because he's been working on it for a really long time, a new recruitment video about our school. So I just saw it for the first time this afternoon. Juan Coca is one of the gentlemen that worked on it. He did most of the work along with Jay, who also works up in that office. But I'm gonna I'll let it speak for itself, because it's really something special. So, go ahead.
My colleague Chris Fody is here as well. Her and I really managed this project, and we started in the spring by gathering footage of alumni, and that was our first stop, was interviewing 3 different Greater Lowell alumni to add to the video, because we felt like that could really draw students to hear how successful they are. Our goal was to present the school in the most authentic light possible, with current students, teachers, to really convey what our school can offer. So I think you'll be pleased, and as long as everything looks good tonight, this will go on our website tomorrow.
It's about 11 minutes long.
Greater Lowell Technical High School is situated on 72 acres along the banks of the Merrimack River in Tyngsboro, Massachusetts. Students come from the 4 communities of Lowell, Dracut, Dunstable, and Tyngsboro. Our mission is to ensure students' readiness for career, college, and citizenship in the 21st century. We challenge and support each student as they realize their individual potential for personal and professional success.
When I was in middle school, went to Robinson, I was on the fence on whether I wanted to go to Lowell High or attend Greater Lowell. But I knew that I wanted to work. I knew that I wanted to start off at a job. Didn't know if I wanted to really go to college or not. So I attended Greater Lowell, gave it a try, and found the shop that I wanted. And I realized now that I'm here, I do want to work in this trade. And I have that advantage over other kids that don't go to technical high schools. They'll never know.
I wanted to come to Greater Lowell because it was an opportunity to learn a trade instead of just academic work. So when I get out of high school, I can also be prepared for a job in the real world.
You don't want to end up 4 years of your life down the road thinking or regretting not coming to Greater Lowell Tech.
One of the reasons I came here is because I saw how successful my brother was.
In shops, you're together 5 days a week, all day, so you really form a bond.
Greater Lowell is special because of the exploratory programs they offer here.
In the past has been a stigma attached to technical education, and I hope and I think that it's changing as time goes on, because there are so many opportunities when you attend a technical school. You get both the academic and the technical education and the skills that you need to be college, career, and life ready, which I think puts you above the rest when you're out competing for jobs, or if you're trying to further your education, or if you want to attend a post-secondary school and decide to go into the trade someday. I think the opportunities are endless.
I didn't have to think that long about it. I knew I was coming here.
There's so much to appreciate about Greater Lowell. I think what sets Greater Lowell apart from the rest is that it allows you to have both the academic and technical skills that you need to be college, career, and life ready.
Greater Lowell Tech provides students with 2 educations in one.
Just coming here, you get to learn what you even enjoy in life.
Greater Lowell Tech has also given me the tools to manage my time wisely.
And focusing more on the vocational side, you can get the full curriculum of the academic piece that you would get in a traditional high school, as well as having the vocational experience as well.
I participate in my academic programs and my technical program, as well as working after school.
I truly believe that Greater Lowell Technical High School played a huge part in my success today.
There's opportunities for everyone at Greater Lowell Tech.
I'm best as a hands-on learner, and I'm really good at learning things while doing it.
The more I learned, the better my skills were.
You can become a licensed cosmetologist before you graduate. They give you the opportunity in school to acquire all your hours to get your license and not have to pay thousands of dollars after you graduate.
I'm currently now working at the headquarters of Enterprise Bank in Lowell, and my current role is Vice President of Shareholder Services.
Freshman students explore 14 of our 23 programs.
My first choice coming here was carpentry, because that's just what I pictured myself wanting throughout freshman year. And then during my last exploratory, I had plumbing, and I just really clicked with it, and I loved the work in it, and I was really good at it. So I decided to pick that, and I'm really glad that I did.
At the end of freshman year, students make their final shop selection.
After experiencing all the exploratories, I realized that it had more potential in computer-aided drafting and design. I'm really grateful that I got to experience these things and learn these things now instead of later on in my life.
Greater Lowell is a very welcoming environment. When I first came here, I was scared and intimidated, but teachers and students showed me the way to each of my classes.
I didn't know what to do with classes because I wasn't ready for the subjects that they were giving to me. But they provided me with tutoring, they provided me with help, and I was soon able to actually become a tutor. I feel like teachers, they are willing to go out of their way to make sure that students can be the best that they can be in whatever they want to do.
I feel like the friendships I made in my shop are just a lot stronger because I'm with my friends all day in shop, and then even on academic week I have most of my classes with them, so I'm with them all the time and we're always helping each other out, and it's just a great bond that we formed over the years.
You meet the best people ever. I have met so many awesome friends, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. They're just awesome.
I stayed pretty close with lots of friends that I graduated with, and many of them did stay in the technical trade. They continued on and are successful today as plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, nurses, hairstylists, technical instructors. So, you know, it goes to show how far you can go if you really want it in your technical area. Many of them went on to earn their post-secondary certifications and earn their licenses and their hours and remain in the field and are very successful today.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Greater Lowell Tech. The overall experience, the teachers, the support I received, it just really made my time there very memorable.
Aside from all the great programs here at Greater Lowell, we also have a lot of great extracurricular activities.
I played football since my sophomore year. It's been amazing. It's pretty much molded me into who I am today.
I started being a part of the swim and dive team my sophomore year What's great about our school is that we have a dive team, and most schools don't have that.
The more time that you invest into the programs that are here, I think the better experience that you're going to have. When I was here at Greater Lowell, I tried to involve myself in as many different activities as I possibly could. That's where I met a great network of people. That's where I met many mentors and teachers that I relied on and that supported me. And that's where I met many of my great friends. And so I was involved in lots of activities, anything from peer leaders to Skills USA, to the National Honor Society, anything that I could get my hands on, I wanted to get involved in, as well as sports. I think the more time that you invest into the programs that are here, I think the better experience that you're going to have.
National Technical Honor Society is an organization that takes in juniors and seniors from its only technical schools across the country and offers them scholarships.
During my time here, I was involved in Skills USA, which I believe is the largest student-run organization in the country for technical trades that only technical schools have the opportunity to become involved in. It offers endless opportunities for you to compete in your trade and for you to make a name for yourself. And it also allows you to compete in other categories as well that help you to be college and career ready.
Cooperative education is a unique opportunity for students to participate in authentic paid working experiences. Greater Lowell places students in over 200 co-op positions each year. Co-op employers are located throughout the Greater Lowell area.
I did have a co-op job in high school. I was working as a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant at New England Pediatric here in Barica. In addition to that, I also was a CNA at Lowell General Hospital in the pediatrics unit, and I kept that job well after high school. I knew that I was always going to be a teacher or a nurse. The wages that I was earning as a CNA working at the hospital and also working at the nursing home far surpassed what anybody else might have been making at minimum wage.
With Greater Lowell offering 2 educations in one, college is an option. You can go to college and you can work.
People assume that if you come to Greater Lowell, you can't go to college, which could not be further from the truth, because if anything, you have an advantage.
Seniors at Greater Lowell are offered an English dual enrollment course from Middlesex Community College. It allows us to leave with some college credit already under our belts.
I was fortunate to receive a full scholarship to college. I went on to attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell, and I received a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration.
After high school, I definitely plan on sticking with plumbing throughout college because it's a really good paying job. Even though I can't do it full time, it'll still be a side job that I can always do.
My brother recently graduated and is working in his field as an electrician.
So after graduating, I want to stay in my trade and want to work, but I also want to go to college. So by going to community college, I can do utility energy and study with my trade and also work towards my hours that I need for my journeyman's license.
And when I decided to follow the path of teaching, I enrolled at UMass Lowell, and I earned my bachelor's degree there and then continued on there to earn my master's degree. And it was because of my technical education and the skills that I had and the license that I was carrying that allowed me to pay my way through college. And so that technical education supported me all the way through to earning my master's degree.
When you're here, you're part of Griffin country. You're part of a family.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me. Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
Greater Lowell Technical High School was the right choice for me.
For more information on applying to Greater Lowell Technical High School, please visit our website at www.gltech.org or contact the admissions office at 978-441-4951.
very proud and very happy at the way it came out. I hope you guys agree. It's been a labor of love, but we hope it represents, I mean, it certainly represents what I say when I go out to all the schools, and I think it answers all the students' questions. So, thoughts, questions?
I have one thing to add.
Mr. Espinola?
Greater Lowell Tech was the right choice for me.
All right.
That's great.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Is there an age limit?
No. We'll have to add you guys in.
Good.
I want to go back to school.
Good.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You and Ms. Fode.
Yes.
Right, great work. Stuff like that doesn't come easy, and you deserve a lot of credit for it. But our students deserve a lot of credit, and I don't think they're seen in that light. And you don't want to talk about infomercials on all these very special networks and such like that. You could sell this program. We could be building this place twice the size if enough people saw it. So great work. Thank you, to our students and everybody involved.
Curtis, did you see that?
I heard it. It was very good. Very good.
Thank you.
It'll be on the website tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going up
Okay.
tomorrow. It's going up tomorrow, so it's good.
I noticed on that presentation, which was very nice, we had at least one valedictorian of the school. That's right. Which was very nice. I see them daily in their day-to-day operations and banks and everything, and I always ask, did you go to Greater Lowell? Oh, yes, and we know so-and-so. But it's one of the nicest things to hear, when you're doing your business, banking, or whatever it is, and all of a sudden it's a Greater Lowell graduate that is servicing and taking care of you.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Bourgeois?
I think Mr. Fallon was going to also talk about the community relations and marketing. So there's a report under the superintendent's report. There's a memo from Chad. I know you had asked for some detail on what we were doing. I know that one of the things that we've tried to do is really target the marketing to the audience, 7th and 8th graders and their families, as opposed to just general advertisements, in a newspaper that has a lot of people that see it. That would be good for branding the school in general, but for this, we try to target the marketing to the 7th and 8th grade audience and get them the information. And Chad can kind of walk you through this if you'd like.
So I know everybody has the information, so I won't get into too much detail, but I just wanted to highlight some of the things we've done over the last few years. One of the biggest things being our new website, which now we're able to run analytics on, find out where people are visiting most frequently, find out what information they're looking for. We're really able to hone in on areas, geographic locations of where people are visiting from. Our school app, which right now we have close to 1,800 users. People really like the availability of the snow days and the delayed entries as another method because everyone has a smartphone now. So for our grade 7 outreach, what I do in the fall is I begin by visiting all of the sending schools, and we provide a presentation. I'll be showing the new video in the fall, answer questions, provide some material to students, and just get their minds thinking about if this would be the right choice for them in 8th grade. 7th grade's important because that's the most of their point total, most of what we look at for grades, discipline, and attendance happen in 7th grade. So we like to give them a heads up that if they're really looking to come here, 7th grade is what we're looking at particularly. In 8th grade, they come out to the school. Last year we started doing tours. That went really well. We did the same thing this year. The technical programs really enjoy being able to highlight their programs. Students like coming through. Everyone gets a pair of safety glasses. The kids think that's pretty fun when they come in, and they leave with a cookie from culinary. So it's a happy group. The newsletter that you have in front of you and that was mailed to you, that's going to be triannual. So the next one's coming out April 1st. That will be something that was mailed. That was about a 3,500 piece mailing that went out to all of our retirees. It went out to folks at the Department of Education. It went out to advisory members, co-op employers, students, staff, and faculty.
I got one.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Mr. Bajo, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What about alumni?
So we placed it on the
list
website, but as far as we could...
How many do we have on our alumni list?
We have thousands.
Thousands?
Yes. We-
Do we have active emails for that?
Yes, we do. Actually, I just did, I forget what, we did it for homecoming. And we sent out an email to about 2,500 people, and I only got back about 300 that were bad email addresses. So, because they left these addresses when they graduated or when the follow-up survey was done. So obviously, the last few years are more current. I don't know how much I trust emails from 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
So I would suggest that what might be something to look into is if we did an email blast to alums with the link, because the newsletter's on our website also. If we just sent it out, we wouldn't have to send it as an attachment. Just send it out and give the link to the newsletter in case anybody wants to click on it, take a peek. And rather than the cost of sending it out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why I was asking about the
Email
email.
blast with a link, I think, would be a great idea.
Yeah, easy.
That's a good thought.
Mr. Bahu?
Well, no, but I do have one question. It was about your 7th grade recruitment outreach. I'm curious, do you go to private schools at all?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm glad you do that.
Charter schools too, Fred.
Charter schools as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. We reach out to everybody who wants to let us in to talk to their kids. Yeah.
Beautiful.
There's actually, last year, I don't know if I didn't notice this before, only this time because I have kids that are in that age group. There were a significant amount of kids that came from private schools last year, from the various private schools, parochial schools, coming into Greater Lowell. I know at least 3 of them that are coming from here, 4 that are going to play baseball, and there's some kids that were really talented kids that could have went somewhere else and chose Greater Lowell to come. So I know probably around the people that I've been exposed to, 10 to 15. So I think that is a remarkable reflection on what's been going on here for a parent to bring their kids from a private school to Greater Lowell, to expect the same type of structure and education as a parent of a private school kid. I think that I've always said you guys do a great job here, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's even more this year. There's an increase this year even in parochial and private.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mr. O'Hare?
Just, I'm not too sure I understood one of the items. At one time, all students in the area were eligible to come to this school, would send a bus and bring the students to the school. And you're mentioning that you were meeting with the students. Are you going to their location, or are you meeting them at Greater Lowell?
For 7th grade, I go to their school.
Yeah.
8th grade, we send buses to their
Oh,
middle
okay.
schools, pick them up.
And
they
you're
come out here.
getting a response from all the schools in the district?
No.
Most.
Dracut, most.
Dracut is the only one.
Most schools, yep.
Yeah, so you get from all the other schools other than Dracut?
Yes.
Okay.
All set, Mr. O'Hare? Thank you.
So
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Lemay?
I had one question for Mr. Fallon.
Yes.
Sure.
Relative to the grade 7 and 8 outreach, have we gotten any feedback, I would assume, from the parents here and there regarding the outreach that we send out available for them?
I can't say that I've had anything specific. I know for Dracut, we send a special, because I'm not able to see them in 7th grade or 8th grade, we send a pretty substantial mailing to them. I did get a lot of feedback from that, especially at open house, people coming in and thanking us for reaching out. As far as the parents of our Lowell and Tingsford, no, I really, they'll mention that their son or daughter enjoyed the presentation and was aware of our school, but no, I haven't heard anything particular.
But Chad does get a lot of phone calls, because we also do individual tours or small group tours, if they want to learn.
I understand that. I just felt that if it's that informational for grade 7 and 8, that they might tell their parents, and their parents might want to look at it as well, and if they have any questions, they would call, whether it's Mr. Fallon or whoever.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Yeah, what the visits are leading up to, so the 7th grade visit to make them aware of the school, the 8th grade visit to hopefully have them come here, it's all leading up to inviting them to come to the open house.
Right.
And that's when the parents and the families come to the open house and get their questions answered and see.
Yeah, and Mr. LeMay, there is, now that I think about it, there have been a number of parents who have come in for a private tour whose son or daughter has gone through the tour in 8th grade, but they want to come out and see it for themselves. I mean, this year alone, we've had a consistent either 3 to 4 parents per week since the fall. It's been very busy with the private tours. Now the word's out that we do it. So it's people are wanting to come out and have a one-on-one experience and go tour specific shops, and so there is some feedback. There is.
Mr. Espinola?
So to what you just said, Mr. LeMay, I was going to save it for later, but I'm sure I can speak for Mr. Moran on this. There has been an issue with busing the kids from Dracut to Greater Lowell to expose them to the school to see it while it's running. And the administrators thought that it was best for them to have time on learning, and I want to say from my point of view, from my constituents in my district, that they're very, very happy, and I'm very happy as a result that you guys have curtailed your program, or you're reaching out so that you can accommodate the situation with the time and learning issue that Dracut has right now. And I, for one, I really appreciate that, because it was something when I first started here, and I don't really get a lot of complaints now about it. So I think you guys have handled that fantastically, and I appreciate that. And my district does as well.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Espinola.
Okay, thank you.
So we saw the admissions video, which we're very proud of. The other thing we do is we will submit information to our local cable access television stations to promote the school, especially right around open house time. And of course, I do the weekly Lowell Sun article. So in speaking to the next step, which could be advertising through social media, what we've found is that the first step, we have Twitter, and Mr. Bourgeois really handles that, and I need to get better at tweeting, because I have a feeling I'll be doing a lot more tweeting come August. For Facebook...
I might know somebody that can help you.
Okay, good. Facebook I'm familiar with. So Facebook, the first step, if this is a direction we want to go in, we need to determine a budget, and we need to create a Facebook page. We've been talking about this for a long time, and perhaps the time is now. Really, the first step is putting a group together. This shouldn't be a one-person deal. We really need to put a group of people who are going to help manage the page, who can help monitor posts, who can moderate things that are on there. But if we do that, step one is creating a Facebook page. And then if we want to get ourselves out there and advertising to a certain demographic, then we have to decide what our ad's going to look like, how much we want to spend. We can put a cap on, basically if we put something out about our school and it goes to certain demographics, whether a mailing list we have, if we have alumni, students, whoever it may be, we have to design the ad, and then every time somebody clicks on it, it's a pay-per-click. So we could say we'll do it up to 500 people. So the first step is creating the page. Second step is determining what we want to promote, how we want to do it, and what the timeline is. But I'm assuming when we talk about social media, Facebook is probably going to be the next step. Instagram is not as highly followed as Facebook still has the most users. And Instagram is more just photographs. Facebook, we can do more. We do have there is a Friends of Greater Lowell Tech website, Facebook page that most of us are members of as well. So the next step is really determining, are we ready to create a Facebook page?
Okay. Mr. O'Hare?
Yeah, it's interesting what you said about some of the search engines that you can use, because we were at a seminar this year down at the Cape, and of all the Facebook and other companies that are existing today, they're not going to be existing in another 12 or 24 months. That's going to streamline down to one or two. because they all have different features, and some of them are more powerful than the others. So kind of watch that too, you know, because I think that's going to happen. At least that's what they told us was going to happen.
Mr. Giggey?
Being fairly new to the committee and the target market and for students, I hear everything's directed towards the 7th grade. That's when we start to initiate, and we direct our marketing campaign to the student to try to get the parents excited. Is there any benefit to getting the parents excited? Because I know when my kids were in school, I didn't even give vocational training a thought. We were college educated. We had a narrow scope of where we were going. And my parents, my wife, myself, we didn't really look at the vocational. We said we're going to do the traditional education, and we pursued that. Where if we start to educate the children or the parents and get the parents and the trickle down, get the kids excited about having 2 options when you leave high school. One is the vocational trades, which are very well paid these days, and the other option being school. You're giving a great opportunity to these children at a relatively nominal expense. And I almost think you got to kind of look at the marketing going with the parents and have the trickle down and get the kids really excited about having options. And like I always told my kids, education gives you options. You may not choose this career, you may not do it this way, but options are so important. And if we could get the parents on board with the options, I think we could have a huge benefit from it.
Well, and this is the reason for my request to look at what we can do as far as the hard mail, when you're sending out your 50 cents a letter, and then the cost of the mailer. The demographics for my business is parents or people that are over 25 are more apt to use a Facebook page. So if we can do that, Mr. Giggey, that's kind of what I'm looking at, is we can get the parents to be interested in this, to point the kids in this direction and show them that option, that you can go to Greater Lowell Tech and you can still go to college, or you can go to Greater Lowell Tech and walk out the door as a senior or a junior, start working part-time, on a co-op. So I think Facebook right now will last for a while. The pay-per-click is coming more and more popular. Has anybody gone onto Lowe's on their computer to look up for something? And then you go onto Facebook, and they know you were looking at Lowe's, so you get another ad that pops up. It's all that type of geotagging, knowing that somebody's researching a high school. If somebody types in Central Catholic High School, you get tagged. Those search words get tagged, and you can drill down with Facebook advertising to say somebody that types in high school, you want to send them out the link, a sponsor ad for this. So I think this is the way that we're going to be going in the future. Amongst the other things, we can't abandon those things because they've been incredibly successful. But is another way to get to the next level.
So is Facebook the best demographic for trying to get to the parents to trickle down? Or is Snapchat, which was in the news recently, is that the younger, the 15 to
Those are the kids.
35-year-old patron of Snapchat who are having the children, whose children are coming up through the school? What, if we're going to go with social media, what's the best click for having the younger generation together with the parents on the same site?
Kids are using Snapchat and Instagram. Adults, or those over, let's say, 25, are using more Facebook and having pages. So far, Mr. O'Hare's point is correct. There's going to be changes as we go, but it may just be a different platform that we go to. So you talked about when to do a Facebook. I would ask the superintendent to get something going sooner rather than later, so that maybe next year we try, for $500, or 500 clicks, it would only cost you $125, but you're getting 500 people that are looking for high schools in the area.
Yep, I agree.
Mr. O'Hare?
Excuse me.
Mr. O'Hare, then Mr. Bahu?
Just one last thing, and I noticed we've done studies, when I was at another location. We did studies an awful lot on who is going to Greater Lowell as a sender, what city, what town, what school, whatever. And traditionally there are schools that are real big contributors to Greater Lowell. Other schools, sometimes they're not as, maybe they're shooting at another target to go to school, and they don't even consider Greater Lowell. But I think the majority, and you may find this also, that there are many schools within the district that they, I would say that they contribute 80% of the kids
Absolutely.
that go to Greater Lowell. There's a lot of
Who's contributing 80%?
Certain feeder
schools will
schools, there is more students from
Yeah.
those schools that
Yeah, and other
percentage-wise
schools are not sending, you know. And I think, I don't know how you work that, because I think there's a lot of different reasons for that, but that's exactly what is happening.
Mr. Bahu?
My only question was this cost on Facebook. It says, on the bottom of your paragraph, it says cost 27.35 cents CPC. Is that
cost per click. So if we decide that we want to spend X amount of dollars, we know that it's roughly around 30 cents a click. So every time somebody clicks on our ad, we're going to have to pay Facebook a fee, the cost per click. So and to not go completely out of control, we can cap it at no more than 500 clicks, or we take it month by month and see. But basically, that's what it all comes down to: is if we go this approach, we're paying every time somebody clicks to learn more about us. That's how Facebook's going to make their
So
money.
if I went on Facebook 3 times in the course of 3 days and was trying to,
And you get an ad for us, and you click on it,
and I
we're paying
clicked
for
it
that.
3 times in each of those 3 days,
That's
there would
90
be,
cents.
there would be a charge
Yeah.
of that number times 3.
I think it's independent. If it's your account and you click on it, it's only 1 click. You're the same click, but we can check on that. Mr. Bourgeois?
And I think that brings up an important point, that geotagging. So it would obviously be tagged to the 4 communities that we service. And then we would further tag it by different types of demographics. You could, if you try to target parents of kids, you could come up with an age group for when people would have parents in the 7th and 8th grade, right? You'd be a range, right? Same thing with 7th and 8th graders. You could try to tag them. So I don't know that much about it, but I think because you don't want people going crazy clicking just out of curiosity, you want the click to be a very targeted click, and that's how you geotag the thing to make that happen. So,
Who sets up the geotagging?
Chad would have to learn more about it, and I did a little bit of reading on it, but Chad started to delve into it. But that's that's going to be the real.
That's
How do
where
you
narrow it down?
How
to
do
the
you
target
narrow
market.
it down to your target audience? Because that's what you want. You want people clicking on it that either have kids in the 7th and 8th grade, or they're in the 7th and 8th grade. That's the demographic we're trying to get targeted, so that when they go on Facebook, they're the ones that get the ads popping up.
Sure, like a certain area of a certain town, the center
Yeah.
district,
Right.
may not send as many students to this school.
Right.
So we may
So,
try to figure out
for
how
instance,
to
we-
tag that
They wouldn't.
that group of people.
Right, so they wouldn't send, we would geotag, the first geotag is the 4 communities, right?
Mhm.
So nobody that's outside the 4 communities is gonna get any of these ads, right? It's gonna be limited to the 4 communities. But then we gotta further drill it down to try and target, people who have kids in the 7th and 8th grade. So that's what we've gotta still learn a little bit more about that. But I think Chad makes a good point, that the first step is, we don't have a Facebook page. We have there's a Friends of GL Tech that's done by somebody from outside, not school sanctioned. So we would have to create a Facebook page for the school. That's the first step. Then we would have to create the ad that we want to be able to push out off of that Facebook page once we get the demographic down.
Just
So
another question. Do we have a hard time filling the student body?
Mr.
with
LeMay,
our
hang on one
current
second.
marketing strategy? I thought there was a list,
sorry.
and we have a hard time allowing everybody in. So how big do we want to make this to disappoint
Yeah,
some students?
I think I was thinking of that while you guys were talking about this. We have a wait list of about 100 kids that don't get in each year. That's pretty consistent from year to year.
And that's sad.
It is. You want every student to be able to come here that wants to come here. So if we are usually successful by outreaching, with more techniques, the question is, does that list grow and create a tougher situation? It's not. This would be an easier conversation if you know, we had 50 vacant seats that we weren't filling, right? Then it's kind of like, you know, okay, let's go, you know, we need to do more to try and fill those seats. But we don't have that situation here.
So then the question beckons, are we going to save advertising dollars by going into this type of marketing over what we're currently using?
I think what we're currently using is proven to be very good and very successful. I wouldn't want to change that or delete any of that or dilute any of that. This would be an add-on in addition to that. And I mean, it might be that it just reinforces with a lot of people that it's the right choice rather than really growing the wait list. It might just be a way of reinforcing, you know, people see another presence on social media too. Time would tell on that, yeah. I think Curtis had a question.
Mr. LeMay?
Yeah, I was just listening to the conversation, and relative to, I understand Facebook has the greater audience, but I guess what Roger was saying is to make it more comfortable for the school, we would have to create our own Facebook page. I'm just wondering if is that something that would be monitored all the time by the school, or is it just for the luxury of the students?
No, it would be an undertaking and it would be more work. That's why Chad said he'd kind of need a group of people to do it, because it needs to be paid attention to and monitored, right? So you need to keep putting, you know, uploading things to it, but also monitoring that there's nothing inappropriate being posted. So yeah, it would have to be, it would be more work.
I'm not as savvy as some of the other people on Facebook, but I do have a Facebook page, but obviously I'm not on it as much as other people, but I was just wondering, I think it would be a big undertaking to do that, let alone if we're going to monitor it at all, or just for the benefit of the students and whatever.
Curtis, you can make it a private page so it doesn't have to be monitored, that the only thing that gets posted on the page would be by one of 4 or 5 administrators if they wanted to put things. Facebook can also go out, once you have the Facebook page, it can actually go out and push out to Twitter, Instagram, and some of the other advertisements we have now, or official pages we have, so it's kind of a one-stop shop that can be done.
So like the school calendar and as far as the football schedules and all the schedules for the sports, all that would be on it and so on and so forth?
I guess you'd have to look at it, whether it'd be a link to there.
Okay.
I don't think you would populate it with all that information. I think that's too much.
Okay.
You know, kind of like the Twitter account is being done now. I think that's a good amount. You don't want to overwhelm people with 5 different things every day. So
Facebook in itself overwhelms me. I don't Twitter, so I don't have Instagram. I don't do that stuff. But it just seems it's the direction everything is moving. But I find it a lot of involvement. That's all.
Well, maybe if you're overwhelmed, you should take a vacation. I'm smiling, my friend. Okay, you all set, Mr. LeMay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Fallon, anything else?
So the last piece, I just have to do this since I'm here. I just need to share our most recent addition to admissions at Greater Lowell Tech. And I have to, again, thank my team. So Steve Murphy and Andrew Bullock, who are on the data services side of my team. Steve has spent, I can't even tell you how many hours perfecting this. So you wanted an online application. We have the state's best online application. What we've done is we've removed the barrier for people who want to be paperless. We've taken it to the next step. So on our website, you can apply online. You're given a student ID, and I'm just going to walk you through a very quick, if I can. I just want to show you, because if you get asked about this, I want you to understand. So a student applies. There's the application online. We took all of the elements of our current paper application, put it in here with exceptions. So there are certain things you can't put in. It's going to give you errors if you do. So we're getting all the information the way that we need to get it. After you submit it, you get a review page so you can see all the information you put in. Now, for security, if you're thinking, how do we tie this to the person who's really applying, you're assigned a student ID number at the beginning. Once we get to this point, you're going to get your ID. It's going to say that an email has been sent. We created an admissions account here at the school. we're going to get this information, then we process the information from the sending school. If you're accepted, well, before you're accepted, you get an email. This is what the email looks like, showing you that we've received it. Here's the information you entered, and then this is where we begin our work. We point total, we get the information we need from the schools. The students are notified of their acceptance, so that both through an email and a paper copy, so that when they get that letter, everything they do from now on is tied to that student ID number or the email address. If you don't put in the email address you provided, you're not going to be allowed to continue. That's our security feature. The next step is the registration form. So before, this took hours and hours and hours of data entry in the school because we were adding all the information from the student that goes into our X2 system. We're now getting rid of the need to have an attendance card or an emergency card done on the first day of school where a student and parent have to repeat the information again. This is going to, so the main office will have this information, who they can be dismissed to, everything that we currently do by paper. And this is the part that's the coolest. They can pick their shops from this point so that we're not now taking 23 choices times 900 applications and putting them into the system. They're picking it from here on out. They've already been accepted. We send them the link. Here's how to continue on the next step. They pick their choices, goes right into X2. So we're saving time and money on labor with this. Again, they get to review their information. Here's their choices. Thank you very much. Here's your ID. An email's been sent. And they get an email. So we went live with this just about 3 hours ago, and we already have, by the time I left my office, it was already 6 people who, because they've already gotten their letters. I sent letters out Monday night, so the phones have been off the hook. Right now, we already have 900 applications. The point total is 8 points higher than it was last year.
Wow, and that was higher than it was the year before.
Right, we went from 62 to 72. We're at 79. We're holding at 79 right now.
This is
So
for, this is for this coming
This is
year.
2021. This is an indication of the students that are wanting to come to this school now.
Wow.
How many automated?
Well, so for this year, probably what we did is my team, we entered them all online because we wanted them all to be like this. So it's hard to tell. It wasn't quite ready.
Okay.
So, but now what's happening is we're going to know over the next few days. So what I did in the hard mailing that went out to this, I sent a letter out to about 610 people, knowing that they won't all come. On the top of their letter, they have their student's name and their ID number, with a note that says, please continue this online registration if you're comfortable. So now we're going to see over the next few days. I mean, within an hour of this being live, we had 5 people already doing it.
Good.
So I'm pretty sure that, once people realize this, people trust online more than they do mailing these days. So I do myself. If I have something with an option to mail it in or do it online, I go online and do it. So what this is doing is it gets them right in the system, and it's cutting down on me having to have people entering data for 600 applications.
Repetitive. So.
Repetitive. They can do other things, more important things, yes.
I see that you're gathering a great deal of information. Dates of birth, social security numbers.
No
schools.
social.
No social?
No.
I'm a little bit nervous about the information that's obtained and how that's being secured. Financial institutions have all kinds of firewalls and built in. I don't know if the school has that same level of protection.
We do.
When you have that kind of information.
We do. Before
Okay.
we went live, we made sure that everything we did is protected. It's also our own portal. We're not using an outside vendor. This is our own system that's backed up locally, that's secure with firewall protection.
Is this through X2?
Nope.
It's not, okay.
Nope. This is our own. This has been created. This is Steve being a programmer has been able to work with me. Here was my vision. He made it happen. It's 100% secure. And what makes it even more secure is that if you don't get that ID number by going through the process and validating your email and certain other things talking to it within the system, you can't proceed. So that ID number that you get in the mail with your acceptance letter is really your key to be able to keep going. And if you decide to change, if you want to give an alternate email address, after already having done the application, we'll bounce it back and say, sorry, this wasn't the email you had originally used. So, yes.
We talked last year or the year before about using X2 and not having to input everything like we've done before. And with Lowell, I guess it was a great success last year, bringing the students that were coming here. We did it all digitally. Does this allow you to download some sort of either Excel file that could be uploaded into X2? Is there a way?
Yep.
Is there a way for this to communicate with X2 somehow to be
Yes.
uploaded.
Everything that we're doing
Okay.
speaks to X2 directly for our purposes. For all the
Okay.
incoming students, we're able to get an export in an Excel or a CSV file, send it off to the sending school, and here's the information we need. So like Lowell, they use X2. They can easily provide us an export of the unexcused absences, any suspensions, and the grades for the 4 core subjects. So yes, this has just further allowed this to be a possibility.
So we're in the
So-
21st century, and you're going to
We
be
are.
doing a lot less inputting, data
Yes.
entry, and it's going to free you up to do more videos like you just did.
And
showing-
Facebook.
Showcasing the school, and now Facebook. No, I commend you. I mean, when we started here, it was on, applications were a copy of a copy, and
Yeah.
no filling it out online. This is great work.
This
A lot of
is
work.
a lot of work, and I
Great work.
just have to say, my team, Steve Murphy, he's a genius. I've said it since day one. What he can do and what he's done for the school. Remember, we were looking at a software to pay $7.50 per application.
Right.
What we've done is created, I really believe when I say the best in the state. No other school is doing this. And to see 5 people within an hour already doing it, this is what people want. This is exactly what you said months ago when you said your doctor's office. It's the same thing. People want this kind of online connection. So we'll see. This will be our first year. We're never going to stop having paper. We know there are some people who operate on paper, and that's fine. But the more we do this, the more we're going to get people on the paperless route.
Would you please convey our thanks to Steve?
I will.
And
I sure
the rest
will.
of your staff.
Yes.
Mr. LeMay?
Yes, Mr. Fallon, I was just wondering, are we going to have reports like this on a monthly or, say, quarterly basis as far as how the program is going?
Admissions as a whole, or you mean like an update from now through the summer on admissions, or on the online application and the success of it?
Okay.
Did you hear the question, Mr. LeMay? He wanted to know if you were going to be asking if you wanted a monthly update or for people putting this in? Or is it something, periodically they could come back or the superintendent could update us?
Just periodically. I don't want to burden Mr. Fallon with his other duties involved, but from a committee standpoint, I'd just like to know the progress, how we're progressing
Yeah, of course.
with that. And if he could share any additional information from time to time, that'd be good.
It's
I'd
a
love
great
to.
idea. Mr. Fallon, excellent presentation and great news, not just a good
Very good
presentation,
news.
but
Yes, I
you've been
agree.
working very hard with your team, and that was, everything was wonderful. Any other questions or comments from the members?
Yeah,
O'Hare?
just one. Now, all the sending schools, what if they're not, even though they have X2, I understand that some of the people won't use it, the X2. Is that going to affect you?
No, we're
Okay,
very
because
flexible.
the information that you're looking for, you already have it, and X2 is kind of the day-to-day operation.
So X2 is what we use here. Are you
Yeah.
talking about the schools providing me the grades and discipline
Yeah,
information?
yes.
Okay. If schools choose, most of our students come from Lowell, so luckily 70% of our data that's going to be easy. So we're really only talking about Tingsboro, Dracut, and Dunstable. So we're going to work with them. It won't be through X2, but we're able to now provide them some electronic files that's just going to make their life easier. Plus, the less we're collecting a paper application, the less I'm going to have to go pick up. So it's going to be more like a case by case. Schools may, maybe they can handle some of it electronically and some of it. We're going to take it step by step. I can tell you what they're saying right now is they're thrilled. They're thrilled that there's this opportunity because now the guidance counselor can say to the student, they don't have to give them a paper application. They can fill it out right there with the student.
Yeah.
So
The other thing you're going to be doing that why I was pushing for this is sometimes people's handwriting is so illegible.
Yes.
I'm not, bragging. My handwriting is not great, but you can't understand what it is. So when you're putting something in, it's a wrong email address, it's a wrong phone number, and when it's an emergency situation, you have to get a hold of them. This is going to help so much for the periphery staff that has to call for an emergency, has to call because somebody's sick and needs to go home, or to get a teacher that has to get a hold of a parent. They'll actually have the right communication. So.
Well,
that's-
when I
that's one of the
finally
bonus.
found out last year that we were doing this at admissions, and then the main office was then tracking it through a cardstock card, And I figured if we just add 2 more fields to this, we already have the information. So not only are we cutting out data entry on my part, but we're cutting it out on the main office part. So this information that they do online goes directly into X2. Then every year, instead of sending out a paper card for them to fill out, it's kind of like everyone's going to have an email because they're going to be part of the parent portal. They get an email saying, here's your information for your sophomore year. Has anything changed? If so, change it. If not, so we're moving, it's multi-purposeful.
Fantastic.
We're very excited.
Mr. Warren.
Awesome job, Mr.
Thank you.
Fallon, and Steve Murphy, known for quite a while.
Yeah.
I know he's quite a worker.
He sure is a true asset.
Your other colleagues. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Just one quick question. I know this hat that you're wearing now is taking a lot of time, but I think you have other responsibilities up in that office. How do you do it all? How do you do it?
Oh,
You've
it's the team. I have an incredible team. I
All
mean,
right,
we
okay.
just, every day, and I enjoy what I do, so that makes it easier.
And that's a great boss that passes the credit down.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing a good job.
Smart.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job.
We have
Thank
a good
you.
time. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And the last item on my report is a request to just go into executive session at the conclusion of the regular meeting. Last time, we started talking a little bit about non-contractual contracts, so just want to go into executive session to just continue that discussion if that's possible. Possibly to come out and vote on it as well. Yeah. Do it at the end, yeah.
I did have a question about the bus to the basketball game on Saturday. Do we have a bus going there?
There is, it's
Just like
leaving
the-
at 1:45.
Bus
Yeah.
at 1:45?
Yep, there's a 1:45 bus, fan bus, they call it.
Okay,
for the
excellent.
Basketball game, yeah.
Thank you.
Only Greater Lowell students?
Yes, yep. Greater Lowell students. I think they have to sign up in advance to make sure that there aren't, we don't want anybody to come and not fit on the bus. Huh? They have to have their ID, yeah. Yep. So we're signing up now, and
Okay.
I imagine if the sign-up is so successful that we need a second bus, we'll add a second bus, but yeah. That's going on as we speak.
Okay,
In the works, as they say.
thank you.
And we had a fan bus at the game the other night, too. Yeah.
Good. Next up, we have a report from the business manager asking for some transfers. Ms. Turner, welcome.
I don't have any fun videos or fancy new technology updates.
see
All
who
I
votes
have
yes.
is a good old-fashioned request.
Let's see who
for
votes yes
vote.
then. No videos, no. So I'd entertain a motion for the transfers. By anybody, by Mr. O'Hare, second by Mr. Bahu. Okay. Are there any questions on the transfers or comments?
I had one question, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Lemay.
Relative to athletic, there's a transfer for $70,000, and that'll be, I assume obviously that's available, but that'll be sufficient to take care of the scoreboard and the bleachers and everything else that they're looking at?
Yes.
But let me, maybe you can go into detail of where these are for, Mr. Bourgeois.
Yeah, that particular line item transfer is really to catch up the athletic department. They haven't really gotten any additional money probably in 5 or 6 years for different types of things because there never was any. And Mr. White has put together a list. I know there's several different portable scoreboards. For instance, if you're watching a baseball game, the people in the stands don't know the score of the game unless they've been there for the whole game. He wants to put a portable scoreboard right by the dugout so that they'll always be able to see what the score is. I know he wants to put some bleachers different places, but it's really kind of like a catch-up. They should have been getting a little bit of money each year to be keeping up with these things, and because the budget has been so tight in the past, there hasn't been money for that. But you are correct, though. It's for scoreboard.
$70,000 considered a considerable amount, as in years past? We're just catching up?
Yeah, years past, they haven't gotten anything in quite a while, so it's our opportunity to and there's been, we've done transfers in other years at the end of the year, and there was always something that was prioritized higher. So I guess it's just kind of getting to be their turn. But a scoreboard, there's a sled for the football team, bleachers, an additional golf cart. We only have one golf cart for the trainer. As you know, we had a lot of activity in the spring and fall. Mr. White is also going from field to field, and if he's not with the trainer, then he's walking. So we're going to get a second golf cart to allow them both to be able to get around and service the games that are going on. Also in the gym, we've run out of space for banners, so I think there's $18,000 of that is to redo the existing banners. He's got a plan to do that, but to make them smaller so that we'll be able to fit more banners in there. So he's got a whole plan for redoing all of the banners and creating, bringing them up to date, but more so creating some room. So, but that's what that.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Okay, any other questions on the motion to transfer $430,737.12? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Moran? Yes. Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Turner.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, does anybody want to bring up anything in old business? Okay. New business? Excuse me? Yes, we can remove number 8. Thank you for the report. New business, we have the annual reorganization of committee and election of officers to take effect on April 1st. Okay, motion to nominate a chairperson. I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Bahu?
I'll nominate Mr. Paul Moran.
Mr. Moran?
Second.
By Mr. Bahu. I'm going to go second by Mr. Lemay. Roll call? Oh, no, we vote. Any other nominations? Mr. O'Hare?
Want to nominate Fred Bahu for the secretary?
Oh, we're doing just chairman right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, you said.
Any other, I'm sorry, I wasn't specific. Any other nominations for chair? Hearing none? We'll
Pass out the ballots.
pass out the ballots.
Mr. Curtis, once everybody has
My
voted,
fault.
then I'll ask you what your vote is.
Sorry about that, George.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Moran, you're taking an awfully long time. I'm starting to wonder.
Trying to figure out how to spell my name. And Mr. Lemay, who are you casting your vote for?
Mr. Paul Moran?
Okay.
Can you spell that, please?
Thank you, Curtis. Okay, just wanted to write that.
You get a signature from him?
Voice recognition today.
8 votes for Mr. Moran.
Congratulations, Mr. Moran.
Congratulations.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Vice Chair.
Yeah, congratulations. Next up, I'll entertain motions for vice chair.
Nominate Joe Espinola for vice chair.
Mr. Moran nominates Joe Espinola for vice chair. Is there a second? By Mr. Tatsias. Are there any other nominations for vice chair?
Move nominations be closed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, nominations are closed. Please pass out the ballots.
Okay.
I could deliver Mr. LeMay's if it's the wish of the committee.
Yeah.
I don't mind going to Florida.
What do I do?
I'd like to have it all done by 9 o'clock, Mr. Boot.
Oh, they have names on them?
Yeah.
Are you sure I got the right name
Yes.
before?
Yep.
Oh, I just
Okay.
I got lucky when I
Almost
passed them that
scratched that.
day.
They're in the right order.
Okay.
They're in the.
Of course.
They should be
Of
in.
course, Ms.
Wait a
Carson.
minute, I got something wrong here.
Nothing less.
They
I
should
get
be,
red bar.
Okay. Fred Bahu.
they should be all in the right order. You just have to take the top one and.
Thanks for filling it out for
pass
me,
them
Paul.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spell it the
See, I
Spanish
do it in
way
order,
or
everybody
the
gets mixed
I-
up.
Italian
Look,
way?
I
How
have.
about the Italian way?
The
See how that
Portuguese way
works.
with an I, an O, and an A.
This is yours?
That's mine.
It's okay that Mr. Bourgeois is retiring, you just better know.
Look, we don't want anybody seeing who I voted for.
I didn't think it locked.
There you go, there's the episode.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Lemay,
Joseph Espinola III.
Wow,
Well, thank you.
the third, I like that.
Third.
Ooh,
Third of what?
maybe I didn't make the right vote.
I'm getting older,
I voted for
getting
Joe
closer to my
Espinola.
tombstone, so.
Third place, third.
So who's the first?
Is your
We're
son
gonna
the
have your
fourth?
great-grandfather
Is your son the
come up.
My
fourth?
grandfather, my son's the fourth.
Yeah.
six. 7 votes for Mr. Espinola and 1 vote for Mr. Tatsias.
Wow, George, what did you do?
Holy Moses.
Came in second.
Did you vote for yourself?
Joe.
Oh, you voted. I'm like, really?
I always do.
Oh, my.
Secretary.
Okay,
Joe, could you
next
please
I'll
vote for
entertain nominations for secretary. Mr. O'Hare,
Yeah, nominate Fred Bahu.
I'd like to second that. Okay, is anybody else interested in the position of secretary? Any other nominations? Okay, nominations are closed. Please,
Take the top
I'll be
one.
passing these around, and they have your name at the bottom.
Maybe I messed it up.
Just instructed, of course not, Mr.
Top
Moran.
one.
Blame the superintendent, he passed it
Let
to
me
you.
check this.
How
George,
do you
okay.
spell Bahu?
Riding mom.
T-S-A-T.
This could go nowhere good.
No. Gonna mix the seats up for the next
Okay,
meeting.
George,
I'm
okay,
really
that's
expecting to
Uh-oh,
see-
bad sign, my pen just ran out of ink.
I have another one for you. Here you go.
Mr. Lemay,
Fred Bahu.
Thank you, Curtis.
You're welcome.
It's actually not his real name.
Rod.
Farad. Good try. Cousin Gerard.
Yahoo.
Close. This is gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. I hope I get 7 votes.
Uh-oh.
8
Inquiry.
votes for Mr. Bahu.
Over the top.
Nice work, nice work,
Thank you
congratulations.
very much. Congratulations, Mr. Moran. Congratulations, Mr. Espinola. Congratulations, Mr. Bahu.
Thank you from all of us, Mr. Booton.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Next meeting, you
Thank you.
check the signs, because there will be a reassignment of seats.
Watch
I
out.
stay right where I'm at.
Watch out.
When the music stops, sit down.
You know, Cheryl has fun with
See what the
that.
boss
Steaming
says.
already.
She likes playing musical name plaques.
Just get used to this. Now I gotta do it again.
Do it again.
Second thing under new business? Oh, you don't have the revised agenda.
No. Okay. Well, the second part of new business is the pending litigation for moving to executive session, which I'll ask to do at the end of the meeting. Right now, there's no committee person motions, so I'd entertain a motion for approval of the January 16th, 2017 Greater Lowell Technical High School Building Committee Report
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
by Mr. Lemay, second by Mr. Bahu.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yep.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes. Entertain a motion for the monthly approval.
No, there's none.
I thought there was.
No, that was last meeting.
Okay.
So now we
It's
need,
in here. Oh, we voted on it last meeting. Okay.
so now we need a motion for executive session for negotiation for non-union personnel.
Motion.
So moved.
By Mr. Bahu, second by Mr. O'Hare.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes.
And we need a motion for executive session for pending litigation.
So moved.
Mr. O'Hare, second by Mr. Moran.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Giggey?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Espinola?
Only covered 3 things.
Mr. Espinola?
Speed it up, will you?
Pending litigation, executive session.
Can I vote?
You can vote for it. yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yep.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Booton?
Yes.
And,
We will be coming out of executive session with possible votes, so we will not be adjourning the meeting until after we come out of the meeting.
Recess.
we're gonna take a.
Take a 2 to 3 minute recess, please.
Is anybody in the room with
About a
you?
10-minute recess.
No.
I'll do that when I come back.
Can we, Mr. Lemay, you want us to hang up and call you back?
Yes, is that okay?
That's
No problem.
fine.
Thank you.
3 to 5 minutes, Mr. Lemay.
Pick it up.